everyone. This is Dr. Shelley Plumb. We are live. I am here with Shivani Gupta. She is founder of Fusionary Formulas, and we are so honored to have you in studio with us today.
Thank you.
How are you, Shivani?
Very good.
Well, I have to know. This is a wonderful nutraceutical company. Correct me if I'm wrong. And can you tell me, why did you found it? What was the motivation behind starting the company?
So I really wanted to find a way to show people how to be healthy and how to use Ayurveda, which is an ancient system of medicine from India, in their lives.
That's great.
And as I was studying Ayurveda, as I was doing my master's degree in it, I realized the herbs from Ayurveda are so potent and people aren't really understanding that they could use them. They're superfoods, they're super spices. And I got so passionate about it, I decided to create a supplement line that would help them internalize and feel the difference that I knew they could all feel using Ayurveda.
You know what, I have been so excited to be here today because the topic of super spices is so hot right now. It really is. And, you know, there are so many people out there that are suffering. I mean, there's everything, right? What are some of the major ones? We have pain, for example, right? I mean,
Correct.
Before you got here, I'll be honest with you, I had a rockin' headache, and I took a couple Motrin. And wouldn't it be wonderful if there was an alternative to doing that all the time? So let's talk about pain. What do you think of all the painkillers that are out there, and do you have alternative options?
I do. I feel like people out there right now are suffering from joint pain, from different issues that they're feeling, and I wish that everyone would understand that we have so many options with headaches. And when you feel inflammation in the body, inflammation is a big buzzword right now.
Right.
People are hearing about inflammation, but they don't know how to solve it for their own bodies. And every itis in the body means that's inflammation manifesting at that point in the body.
Okay.
So when you go to the doctor, you get that kind of a diagnosis and someone says you have this itis, that's inflammation. When you have a headache, that's pain, when you have joint pain. So what I teach about is the benefits of turmeric. Turmeric is one of the most Googled words this year, and Google just came out with
one of those hot topics,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's a hot topic.
Yes.
But what I'm educating on is people aren't using it the right way to get the benefit they're seeking.
Okay.
So if you're in pain and you took a little bit of turmeric and you sprinkled it on your food, that's great, but you might not be absorbing it well, and you might not be actually getting all the benefits from it. So turmeric needs black pepper or a healthy fat with it to be absorbed well by the body.
So let me get this straight. You are telling me that just the turmeric itself, by itself, is not enough. It needs almost, and we talk about vehicles.
Yes.
You know, it needs a little vehicle in order to get into your body and be assimilated properly. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have scientific studies that show that it takes black pepper or a healthy fat, and black pepper will increase its absorption by over 2,000%.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot. Now, I know you had brought a little visual aid for us
Yes.
here, and I would love it, because I know you explained it to me. I would love for you to tell our viewers what we have here.
Sure. So this is turmeric in a bottle. And what people don't realize is this is the amount of turmeric it takes to give you this much curcumin. And curcumin is the active ingredient inside of turmeric. So when you want that benefit, when you have pain or you have an issue going on, you want to take the right amount to feel the difference that you're looking for.
Right.
So that's what I'm educating people on is let's talk about the dosage or the amount you need to feel the benefit. This is 500 milligrams of curcumin. If you took 2 of these a day,
Right.
then you would really get what you're looking for.
You know, that really drives it home. It's a good visual, isn't it?
Yeah.
So pain is one thing, but the other thing that I know that a lot of our viewers, I struggle with that is, you know, getting sick. We all get sick. I mean, our immune system takes a hit, especially in today's society, go, 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 right?
Absolutely.
So what do you recommend for immune systems that are compromised in some respect?
Yeah, so we within Ayurveda have so many different super herbs and super spices that are beneficial. Turmeric is still my favorite for that.
Yes.
Turmeric is an antiviral, an antibacterial, and a powerful immune support. So a lot of times we're dealing with so many factors from the outside world that are affecting us.
Right.
Pollution, our skincare, our cleaning products, everything, stress is
Right.
affecting that immune system, and our system's at war with the world around us. So turmeric, when given, can really help with that and really fight off those different issues.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So, I mean, it'd be nice if you know that you're under the weather and
Yeah.
something is really bothering you, that there is an option out there instead
Right.
of just waiting for the worst to come, right?
Right, and a lot of times nowadays we use vitamin C and those kinds of things.
Yes.
So an example I give to people is, let's say you're coming down with a cold.
Mhm.
You wouldn't just take an orange and eat it and say, okay, I did enough to fight off
Right,
that cold.
yes.
You would really increase everything that you do to the body. And that's how I use my turmeric. I really take the curcumin supplement, and I know that I'm fighting off all those colds and flus that others are
Sure.
dealing with.
Yes.
And then I don't get them.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So, okay, those are very good topics, but there is one that jumps out at me, and I know, everyone struggles with, that they want to know more about, and I know that, we were talking before about this, is weight loss.
Yep.
Tell me your story on weight loss and how, supplementation has helped you.
Well, for me, I have always been a healthy, fit person.
Yes.
I have loved exercise through high school, through college, and afterwards.
Uh-huh,
And
yeah.
when I finally chose to have my 2 children, I was surprised with how little control you have during that whole time called pregnancy, and then postpartum, and then weight loss.
Right, yes.
And about 6-8 months ago, I pretty much had given up. I thought, okay, well, I'm never going to look like original Shivani pre-children. It's okay. I won't get there.
Coming to that realization is sobering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I felt a lot of pain around it because I'm a go-getter. So I thought, okay,
Right.
well, I want this result. I'll get there. And it wasn't happening. So I decided to bite the bullet and commit to a plan.
Uh-huh.
I took my supplements very regularly. I exercised. I found an excellent gym and a trainer who inspired me to really be great. And I cleaned up my diet. And I added a lot of superfoods and a lot of super spices into my diet. And I went in June from a size 12
Right.
to a size 4 petite now in my dresses.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's been
Yeah,
wonderful. I have
right.
so much energy. I feel so good.
Yes.
And I'm a testament to it can work. So I
Right.
made a product called Weight Loss Formula. I made a product called Turmeric Gold. And I made another one called Elite Athlete Formula.
Oh, is that
And
right?
those 3 together
Yes.
are my key, my anchor to what I'm accomplishing with myself.
That's fabulous. My hat is off to you. I mean, all of the research you must have done and all of the reading and getting things out to people, even the education that gets out there, that must have taken a lot. Am
It
I
has.
right?
It
Yeah.
has. But you know what? I'm a researcher and
Yeah.
I love to study. I think I'm a lifelong learner.
Right.
Right now my PhD dissertation is on turmeric and the anti-inflammatory herbs that we have in Ayurveda. It's not just turmeric. We have boswellia, we have dried ginger. We have so many herbs we use when someone has pain or inflammation.
Right.
So I'm just into learning about everything and then figuring out how I can teach people to use it.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I think in the media too, and you probably can concur with this, is that you go into like GNC or somewhere like that, a vitamin store, and you're just inundated with all of these things that are on the shelf and what is good and what is not good. So, I actually have your supplements here. Can we take a look at each one? I just am curious to see what's in each one and what the
Sure.
benefits are.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me just get that. Okay, so here we go. I am going to go ahead and turn this around for the camera. We have it here. All right. All right, so the first one we have here, and this is actually very pertinent to a lot of women, is bone support. And
Yes.
not that men don't need it, obviously, but, brittle bones, that type of thing. So let's talk about that a little bit. Bone support.
So the bone support has everything the West would recommend in a calcium supplement.
Yes.
So I went according to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgery's guidelines for what's the right quantities for that.
Right.
And then I also added all the ingredients from the East that we would use to support bone health.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
in Ayurveda, we don't just recommend one herb to do the job. We have the primary herb that does the primary job, secondary herbs that support it, another herb that'll help it go where it needs to go,
Right.
another herb that'll mitigate any negative effects of taking an herb in the body. So that's how we beautifully made each of these.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so that's wonderful. So that strengthens your bones for
Yes.
the most part. Okay, and then the second one, I think you just touched on it with the weight loss,
Yes.
was the Elite Athlete Formula.
Yes.
So what's in that?
So the Elite Athlete Formula has ashwagandha in it.
Okay.
Ashwagandha is a very potent herb that's also an adaptogen. It helps the body adapt to stress.
Oh, okay.
So when you
Boy,
have-
something we all need. Oh my goodness.
So when you have stress in the body, it has negative impacts. So ashwagandha will mitigate that. And then we have other herbs in here like amla that are very rejuvenative and bala strengthening. So I
Right.
developed this one for anyone who wants to be, have more energy, have more strength. When you work out, it gives you better muscle recovery afterwards.
That's great. Okay, that's great. I need this, and actually my son would probably be interested in it as well. Joint repair. I mean, how many of us don't have aches and pains, right? I mean, especially if you work out regular and day-to-day life and all of that.
Yes. So I have a lot of people who take my joint repair and I'll show you in a minute, the inflammation relief,
Yes.
together. And they have felt tremendous benefits for their arthritic pain, their joint pain,
Right.
all those symptoms. And I've had many who come up to me who said, I almost was in a wheelchair and now I'm not. Or they'll say, I thought all this pain through here was old age and I wouldn't be able to garden and do activities again, and now I can. So the joint repair is really to give you more mobility and more flexibility in the joints and less stiffness.
Oh, that's great. Okay. All right. And here is what we were talking about before, the all-important pain, the inflammation. So this one is the inflammation relief.
Yes, so the inflammation relief has in it curcumin, it has boswellia as its second ingredient in there, it has dried ginger. So this is really, if someone has inflammation in the body and they know it, they're dealing with that
Yes.
pain, then they take this.
Ah.
So it's really a natural support to that. So
Okay.
you mentioned, painkillers and things like that.
Yes.
I never, ever take a painkiller.
Really?
I won't put
Not even
something-
Motrin, Tylenol, nothing?
No, I don't want to put something that could have a negative effect.
That's true, yes.
My concern
Yes.
is we do a lot of things to our bodies and we don't know what the negative effect is. Just because we don't feel it now doesn't mean it won't happen.
Yes, that's right. Our liver, our kidney, all of
Right.
that, right?
Right, and turmeric, thankfully, is very safe for the body. You can take many grams of it safely. So if I have an issue, I'll just play with that a little bit until I know that there's no pain, but I'm only putting good things in.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so, and the turmeric.
Yes.
Now the gold.
Yes.
It says turmeric gold. So what is that?
So I made turmeric gold because we have so many scientific studies right now that show the exact benefit of 500 milligrams of curcumin
Yes.
with 4 milligrams of black pepper extract added back in.
Right.
And what's unique about my formulation is I added turmeric back in. So a lot of people have simple curcumin supplements out there that don't have that. But I've met with the scientist from Houston who's done hundreds of studies on curcumin, and I interviewed him and said, please tell me, what can I do
Right,
differently?
yes.
And he said, if you add turmeric back in, you'll see a whole host of benefits. So our unique formulation is being studied by institutions around the country right now for its benefits.
That's incredible. So did I hear you correctly in saying that that formulation that you're holding in your hand, no one else has?
No.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, and then the best for last, the weight loss formula.
Yes, so this weight loss formula is a powerful carb control. I have so many people who contact me who say, you know what, I have joint pain. My doctor told me to lose weight. How do I
Yes.
do that? And it's a struggle a lot of us have, like I told you, myself as well.
Yes.
And so I use this as a self-control supplement. So
Ah.
the first herb in there is called Gemma sylvestre. It turns off your tongue's ability to taste carbs and sugar.
You're kidding.
It's wonderful.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm a
Well,
veg-
what you can't taste, you don't crave. Am I correct in
Exactly.
saying that?
Exactly.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I take this twice a day, and I don't crave carbs. I don't crave bread. I don't crave pasta anymore. That's why this journey was so much easier for me.
Can I ask you about cheesecake? No.
It doesn't taste like anything to
Okay.
me. So and I'll test that sometimes.
Right.
I'll be out and I'll say, okay, I'll take a bite of that cake. It doesn't taste like anything,
Right.
so I'm not going to eat it.
How long does the effects last?
So I take it twice a day.
Yes.
And it's important to know that about all supplements. When they say take it twice a day, they're trying to make you spread it out so that its effect
Oh.
can last throughout the time period that you want.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for sharing all that with us.
Sure.
It's wonderful. And I know, you mentioned, pregnancy earlier, and I know
Yes.
that's a very intimate, personal, thing that a lot of women go through. So what are your takes on pregnancy and medications and all of that?
I believe that pregnancy is such a pivotal, special, transformational moment in a woman's life. And it's really, for me, it's about coming into pregnancy the healthiest and
Yes.
strongest you can be,
Right.
having detoxed your home and your skincare, and then taking that knowledge through your pregnancy so that you're giving that baby the best chance they have to fight against any chronic disease or not even have any chronic disease in their lives.
Right.
And then you'll transition that through motherhood into your home. And so earlier this year, I published a book called The Conscious Pregnancy.
You know what, actually, I think I have it here.
Sure.
Somebody, the conscious, yes, here it is, if we can see it here. Oh, wonderful.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so tell us about the book.
So I wrote the book really to share how we use Ayurveda in pregnancy in such a beautiful way.
Yes.
According to ancient Ayurvedic wisdom, you really take that time during pregnancy and almost create a bubble around yourself to really you shouldn't let emotional and external factors affect you.
Yes.
And so,
Because it doesn't just affect you,
Yeah.
it's affecting the baby
Right.
as well.
right, and what I love is modern science is now showing us that all these external stressors, when you have those mental moments of anger and frustration,
Right.
that's chemically washing onto the baby.
Oh,
So science is proving what
as a mother,
Ayurveda-
who wants that?
Exactly.
Right.
So I talk about how to have a Zen baby, which just means really think about your actions and your lifestyle during that time period
Uh-huh.
so that you can have the healthiest baby afterwards.
How long have you been studying Ayurveda?
Oh, I've studied it for over 10 years now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And tell me, how has it enriched your life?
My whole life is centered around it.
Yes.
So it's sprinkled throughout my whole day. I believe it's why I've been able to fight off so many of the chronic diseases that I see in my family.
Right.
My whole family has diabetes for many generations back across the board. So since I was a child, I was so curious about how could I prevent getting that? How could I live this optimal, healthy lifestyle? What is that equation?
It was like first and foremost in your mind, I'm
Yes.
sure, right?
Yes. And people in my household were insulin dependent for 30 years in front of me.
my.
So I just wanted to figure out how could I prevent that for others? How could I prevent all these painful issues? Because if you're unhealthy,
Yeah.
you're not happy.
True.
And I want everyone to be happy.
Yes, me
So,
too. I
yeah.
mean, that's what life is about.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So
Yes.
that's why I created this.
Well, great, great. So for our viewers that are out there right now, and they're listening to our conversation, and they really want to know more about supplementation, and they want to know more even about your book, where would you point them?
So Fusionary Formulas is on its website, fusionaryformulas.com.
Yes.
For the Conscious Pregnancy book, I created a website, shivanigupta.com,
Okay.
where I share a lot about my green living tips and things like that.
Oh, that's great. And then leaving our viewers maybe with a few last tips, some
Sure.
words of wisdom from Shivani. What would they be?
That's a great question.
know.
That's a great question. First and foremost, take great supplements.
Okay.
I believe that if you take what you need in addition to eating a great clean diet, you're setting yourself up for a healthy life of success. That's my first and foremost. I've always, since I was a child, believed in great supplements.
Yes.
My second one would be exercise and move. Get that yoga in.
yes.
That has been a true anchor for me throughout my life to maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
A third would be...
Gosh, when your body is active, your mind is too, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I've seen that this year. My mind is sharper, faster. I'm more fulfilled and happier than ever because I'm doing all the things that I'm teaching.
Right, right.
So yeah.
You're walking the walk.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you on behalf of the entire PlumbTalk team. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. This was wonderful.
Well, you take care.